Hi, welcome to Fire Flow. So this is a really short, energetic, active flow to start your day or kick off a little bit of energy if you're feeling a bit sluggish. No props needed today. There'll be an option to come into an arm balance of your choice if you're feeling that. Otherwise, feel free to just take whatever's on offer and what's feeling good for you. So coming to start standing today, bringing the feet to hips width apart, or they can be together. And maybe bring in the hands to prayer in front of your chest, allowing your eyes to close. And then grounding down through the feet, finding the corners of the feet and noticing how these different points support you, how there can be a rocking on the body, noticing how the body is able to move and be supported even with your eyes closed. And drawing up through the thighs, lifting up and out of your pelvis if you can. Maybe getting a sense of a gathering in and up from the pelvic bowl. Opening and expanding through your chest, allowing the shoulders to release away from your ears a little bit. Drawing up tall through the crown of your head. Noticing your breath. What does it feel like today? Observing the texture, the quality, the length. Take in another couple of breaths in this position, standing tall. Allowing your breath to access all areas of your body as you inhale. And grounding down as you exhale. When you're ready, opening your eyes, allowing the arms to come down by the side and bringing the left foot behind the right, staying on the toes. Pressing down with the fingers of your right hand as you inhale, lifting up with the left hand, reaching toward the fingers. And then maybe you take a really gentle side bend over to the right. So this doesn't have to be some mega crazy banana shape. No reason or no obligation to have to take anything that's super intense here. A nice opening up through the side of your body. Maybe you take a couple of opening and closings of the jaw, releasing the jaw, getting into the neck and shoulders as you do that. And then inhale, the left arm comes back down, bringing that left foot back down. And coming on to the other side, so right toes come behind the left, staying on the toes if that feels okay. Reaching down with your left fingers, inhale, reaching up tall with the right hand. An option as you exhale to come over any amount that's feeling good. And if you want to take those opening and closings through the jaw, then you can do so. So the jaw's so linked into not only actually just neck and shoulder tightness, but also tightness in the hips. It's amazing how the body's so connected. So sometimes releasing the jaw by taking these opens and closes really helps to open up the rest of the body for practice. And then inhale, whenever you're ready, coming back to center, finding your legs back to center. And coming to stand at the top of your mat when you're ready. Maybe taking a few circles through the wrists, a few times one way, a few times the other way. And then feet can be together or apart, coming through sun salutation. Inhale, reaching up overhead. Exhale, hinging at the hips, coming down into forward fold. And taking a couple of breaths here. So maybe if the hamstrings are quite tight, instead of bringing the hands to the ground, you could choose to bend the legs, or you could choose to take a little ragdoll. So feeling in if you know that's the place that you get quite tight. And starting off here just for a couple more breaths. And then inhale, rolling back up to stand. So just starting our sun salutation with that little fold and then reaching up if you want to. And hands to prayer. When you're ready, arms coming forward this time, lowering the hips down, coming into chair pose. So feet can be together or apart here, arms reaching up as high as feels good, sinking down. Exhale, releasing back into that forward fold. Inhale, lifting up, spine comes long, halfway lift. Exhale, hands by the feet, stepping or floating back to plank or coming through chaturanga if that feels good. So if this is your first one, option to bring the knees down, bending at the elbows, lowering all the way down to the ground. Inhaling into cobra or upward dog. And exhale, finding your way back into downward facing dog. So taking this first one as gently or as actively as feels good for you. Maybe you take a pedal through the feet here. So seeing if you can really listen into your body, into what it needs, what it's asking for. On your next inhale, right foot comes forward in between your hands, allowing the back foot to come flat. Inhale, rising up into warrior one, taking a bend through that front knee. Options are coming to high lunge if that feels better on your hips. And exhale, arms open into cactus, lion's breath. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands by the feet, spinning onto the back toes, stepping back to plank, coming through your version of chaturanga. Feel free to take the knees down if that feels good for you today. Inhale into upward dog or cobra. And exhale, finding your way back into downward facing dog when you're ready. On your next inhale, left foot comes forward in between your hands, grounding down that right foot, keeping a bend in the knee as you rise up into your warrior one. As you exhale, arms cactus open, chest opens, lion's breath. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands by the feet, stepping back to plank and coming through your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Really grounding down through the knuckles of the fingers. Seeing if you can allow your head to be as heavy as possible. On your next inhale, stepping, walking, maybe floating, coming to the top of your mat into halfway lift. Exhale, release to forward fold. Inhale, bending the knees, rising up into chair pose. And then standing tall, reaching high. As you exhale, hands come to center. Coming through one more time. Inhale, reaching tall. As you lower into chair pose, hands come in front, hips sink down. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, rising up into your halfway lift. And exhale, hands by the feet, stepping, walking or floating, coming through your version of Chaturanga whenever you're ready. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra, broadening through your chest. And exhale, downward facing dog. As you inhale, right foot forward, in between the hands, grounding down that back foot, rising up, warrior one. So hips facing forward, optional exhale, opening cactus breath, lion's breath. Inhale, reaching up. Option to stay here if you prefer, or to come through into a little balance into warrior three. So if you'd like to come through into warrior three, hands coming to prayer or down by your sides. Coming up onto the back toes, bringing your gaze forward. Chest comes forward. And then seeing if you can allow that leg to lift. And reaching the crown of the head forward, the toes back. One more breath. As you exhale, seeing if you can lower back down into high lunge. Grounding the back foot, reaching up into your warrior one. And exhale, hands by the feet, spinning onto the back toes and coming through your version of Chaturanga. Maybe high to low. And inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left foot comes forward in between the hands, grounding down that right foot, bending into the front knee, rising up, warrior one. Exhale, cactus arms, lion's breath. Inhale, hands reach up. Option to come through into your warrior three, hands coming to your chest or reaching behind. So if you're on a really thick carpet and this whole balance is feeling tricky, then don't be disheartened. It's very different to practicing in a studio where you're on a solid floor. So just going with what you can, rising up onto the back toes, maybe stepping the foot in slightly, and then finding your way in, reaching forward with the chest. As the back foot rises, and seeing if you can take a couple of breaths here. And then stepping back. Woo. Maybe you almost lose your balance like I did. Maybe you land softly, lowering that back foot. Inhale into warrior one. And exhale, lowering the hands, spinning onto the back toes, stepping back to plank, and coming through Chaturanga, or your version. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, finding your way back into downward facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths. In down dog, bending the knees if it feels good, or pedaling the feet. On your next inhale, stepping, walking or floating, Coming to meet in halfway lift at the top of your mat. Exhaling, release to forward fold. As you inhale, taking one last chair pose, rising up. An option to come up onto the tiptoes here. And lowering all the way down, slowly, slowly, slowly to the ground, keeping the arms in front. So from here, bringing your hands to chest, option to stay in this little toe balance. You can reach up if you like. You could maybe take arms behind the back or reverse prayer. Or if you'd like, you can come into an arm balance. So if crow pose is in your practice and you'd like to take crow, then feel free to go for it. So you might need to scoot your feet back a little bit. Otherwise, you can stay playing around in this little toe balance, seeing maybe if you can open up the chest with the arms behind the back, or in reverse prayer. And you can obviously bring the hands down at any time. If you've got a different arm balance you'd like to practice, maybe firefly, side crow, feel free to have a little play. If you've stayed in the toe balance, maybe one more breath, reaching up, and then hands by the feet and lowering down onto sit on your mat. So if you're practicing your arm balances, then slowly finding a way to come to seat, bringing the feet out in front. And then drawing the right knee into your chest, opening up the knee to the outside, bringing the right foot against the left thigh and turning to face the left leg. So you can sit on a block or a cushion here if that feels helpful for helping to draw your spine long. Otherwise, inhale, reaching up, and exhale, coming forward any amount. So you're seeing if you can lead with the chest. So maybe you stay fairly upright if the legs are tight. Maybe you feel that you want to fold further down. Maybe you have a little bind around the foot. So seeing if you can really listen into your body and taking this pose as feels good for you. Really breathe in into any areas where there might be tightness. Seeing if you can find a little bit more spaciousness and openness in your body. On your next inhale, slowly coming to rise. Using a hand underneath that knee, straightening out your right leg. Maybe hands behind the body, give the legs a little shake. And then other side, drawing the left leg in. Left foot comes to right thigh, turning the body slightly to meet the right leg. Feel free to sit on a cushion or a block if that feels good. Inhale, reaching up tall. And exhale, coming forward any amount. So this side might feel really different. For me, this is a much tighter side of my body. So really listening in. Sometimes we can force our bodies to come further down, but actually what they want maybe is a little less. So seeing if you can check in with your own body about what it's asking for, what it needs, what will benefit it the most. And remembering that you come to class with a different body every day. So what feels good one day doesn't always feel good another day. And so if parts of this class have felt challenging, then allowing that to be okay. And if it's felt really energizing and really good for you today and you've been totally in the vibe, then that's brilliant. So whatever your experience has been, allowing yourself and giving yourself permission to embrace that. On your next inhale, rising up as you bring that left leg straight, hands behind the body, little shake, and then lowering down onto the ground. So it might be that once you get down here, you'd like to take an inversion, so perhaps a shoulder stand or a plow. You might want to take a little windscreen wiper through the legs first, releasing the hips. And if you want something more restorative, but you still want an inversion, then you can keep the back on the floor and lift the feet. And actually what's really nice is if you've got a wall like I have, you might want to bring yourself up against a wall and then allowing yourself to bring your feet up the wall. So this is a really lovely pose to hang out in for a while if you're feeling to take an inversion. If an inversion isn't feeling good today, you can bring the soles of the feet together, and you're welcome to support the knees or the thighs with a couple of cushions if you happen to have them. Wherever you are, allowing your body to take in the pose that you've chosen. If you're in an inversion, then allowing your body to benefit from the increased venous return. It's so good for the body to be in these inverted poses. Really good for the circulation. Taking a couple more breaths wherever you are. And then whenever you're ready, finding yourself into a comfy place for Shavasana. So if you've got legs up the wall, like I have, you might decide that you'd like to take your Shavasana in this position, and that's absolutely okay. If you happen to have things like cushions, pillows, or yoga bolsters, it can be nice to pop them on the feet and to have a bit of extra weight on the feet. You might decide that you want to lie down on your back to open up. You may feel that you want to finish with something like a headstand and then come into Shavasana. So this is an opportunity for you to really feel into what your body's asking for. So quite an exploratory class today, encouraging a little bit of curiosity and listening in. So up to you how you want to finish today's class, what you're feeling will be best for you. Whenever you get there, allowing your eyes to close if that feels comfortable. Becoming aware of the places on your body that maybe have contact with the ground, what that feels like. Allowing your body to melt down and sink in, open up to any pose that you are in, whatever it is that you've chosen for ending this class. So I really encourage you to stay in whatever position you've chosen for a few more minutes. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this short fiery flow. Namaste.